All right, we are, I believe, live on Facebook. And I know, right? This is like, how many years has it been?
I must have met you in 89 or 90, right?
Yeah, you must have. So
here,
pro industry interview with Stacey Black. There you
Stacey
are.
K. Black. Stacey K. Black.
Yeah, Stacey K. Black. I've got you.
Thank you.
We're like going. So perfect. Yay. Yes, we are streaming now live on Facebook. And this is, I know, I am so excited. This is a beautiful friend of mine from the past, a colleague in the film industry, Stacey K. Black. And I haven't seen you, Stacey, since I don't know how long. It's been like a long time. And I have to say, this is kind of the beauty of Facebook, that we can still like be in each other's lives without being in each other's lives type of thing.
Right.
And I'm just going to share a little bit. I'm Leslie Kristen, for those of you that don't know me, president of CARA Cosmetics, makeup artist, all that good stuff. And Stacey is a dear friend of mine that I'm actually kind of celebrating. It's been 30 years since I did my very first television show, which Stacey was. It's a DC comic show called The Adventures of Superboy, and we actually opened up Universal Studios here in Orlando, Florida. And yes, we are that young. We are that young. And Stacey's story is just so cool, because I met Stacey as, hey, we're getting love.
Yay, love.
Yes. And so Stacey was a PA on the show. And
also my first television show.
Your first television show.
First job in the industry.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, and I want you to share with us like how you even got, on the show, and how did that happen? And then I was makeup. And so I'm going to let Stacey go on with this story, because she remembers stuff that I definitely don't remember.
I remember, so you mentioned Universal Studios, Florida, and I used to work for the planning and development department. I was one of the receptionists when they were building the back lot and all the rides and King Kong and Back to the Future and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then when that job ended, I heard from somebody in the office at Superboy, they were looking for an office PA. And I went and got it.
Ding! I love it.
I went on set.
Oh, you froze there for a second. Hold on. So you got the job.
Got the job. Season 3 in the office, and then season 4, I went out to the set. And I was on the set for season 4, set PA, and I watched the magic that was hair and makeup. And so I asked my bosses, could I please, Oscar Vidal was key PA.
Oh, okay.
Oscar, on my Facebook, Oscar. He's so cool.
Probably be on in a second.
That would be cool. I asked him if I could have one of my duties be bringing you guys your breakfast orders in the morning. So I would go in, and you guys would always let me hang out, and then you inspired me to go to beauty school and gave me my first job as a makeup artist on Radioland Murders.
Oh, yes, because I was working in Wilmington.
That's right.
And I remember you coming up there, and you're like, I want to get into the business. And I'm like, hey, girl, I will open up those doors as much as I can. And yes, that was George Lucas, Radioland Murders.
George, yes.
Yeah.
It was so cool. The way I remember it was this. I had just applied to a cruise ship to be a hairstylist on a cruise ship.
Oh, wow.
And I had just gotten my acceptance, and I think you called and said, come and do makeup. And I flew off the cruise ship and packed my car. And that's how I remember it.
I saved your life, Stacey.
Saved my life. I know. But yeah, I got to work with George Lucas. He was directing second unit, and I got sent to second unit and got to meet him. And I was very.
Isn't that crazy to think like there we were, so young in the business, and George Lucas is right there, like right with us, chatting with him, a legend.
He was so nice. He remember JK? John Carlos, one of the PAs. He, is a huge George Lucas fan, and I actually got George Lucas to sign George Lucas letterhead for him.
Oh,
I know. He was a very, very nice man.
He was very nice, and it was just fabulous. We had so many opportunities, and that's one of the things that I was talking about. Like, we didn't realize how much history we were kind of creating, and of course, this was like pre-social media, internet, all of that. So, I mean, really, I don't have very much documentation of so many different things like now.
Everything's documented.
Yeah, a lot of, and I mean, we had on that film, there were so many celebrities, like from the past, just like so many comedians. I never saw a call sheet with so many principals on it that like that one. It was insane.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh yeah.
Michael McKean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tobolowsky.
Yes. We had also Back to the Future.
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd, thank you. Yes.
Mary Stuart Masterson.
Yeah, so many. Brian Denton. I mean, just, like there's so many comedians, so many actors. That was a beautiful film. It was an honor for George Lucas because it was a period piece.
Right.
But I think it was like a little, love project that he wanted to do.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I remember at the rap party, Bobcat Goldthwait found out that I was a singer, and he pulled me up on stage, and Michael McKean was playing with somebody else. They were playing music, and I got to sing Knock on Wood with Michael McKean playing guitar. It was like one of those moments of, this is my life. Yeah, it was great. I think I have a picture somewhere still of that. Somewhere.
Good. Wow. So tell me a little bit about your journey after after that happened, because did you move to LA after that? What happened there?
I was in Wilmington. I stayed in Wilmington for I think 2.5 years.
Okay. And
I met this incredible actress named Deborah Ferrantino, who I did her hair on Movie of the Week with Lindsay Wagner.
Oh wow, Bionic Woman.
Yes, exactly. So Deborah and I just hit it off, and she took me to Sedona to do her hair for another movie, and then she got me somehow. She is a firecracker. She got this show called Easy Streets on CBS in LA, and because I was in San Diego with her doing her hair on something else in San Diego. She got this job, and she got them to hire me. I wasn't even in the union yet there. So from that moment, I did this show called Easy Streets. Went from there to a Botchko show. It went from there to Providence. It went from there to Nip Tuck. And from Nip Tuck, I kind of stayed that same company throughout the rest of my hair career. Mike Robin, Greer Shepherd. Wow. And they were the ones who gave me my first directing gig. So it all comes down to like you, and then like Deborah, and and then another director named Randy Zisk recommended me for the Botchko show. It was like I've had people lift me up my entire journey.
That's so awesome. It's those catalysts of people, and Sarah Fuller was one of those for me that, kind of like transitioned from like doing commercial work to doing episodic. And, there's just those opportunities of those doors that open, and it's just right. And they can be those changing moments in your career. And of course you have to hold your own. It's not like you sucked at what you did and kept your job. So you
froze again.
You've always been, somebody that has just given it 150%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So tell me, so you've done that from your hair career. And so because you're directing now, which is like insane. I'm so thrilled for you. So share with me, kind of like what had you even think about directing and getting into all that, and because of course, so those of you that are watching this that are kind of thinking like, I want to get into the business and all that, it's not happening as fast as she's talking about this. Like,
no.
this is years of working and networking, and because it kind of sounds like Stacey is like, yeah, I went from this place to this place to this place. So that was a span of how many years that you were doing hair?
I did hair for 17 years before I got my first directing gig.
Okay.
And then I did hair for 5 more years full time and directed 1 episode a year, I think for 5 years. And then I quit doing hair full time and became a full time director. It took a minute. It took a minute, but yeah, it's crazy. I wanted to be I want to be a screenwriter. That's still what I want to do is be a writer. I have a show I just created that I'm trying to get out there to people to see if we can get a studio involved, all that stuff. Anyway, but I realized that I needed to have something produced, so I did a short film. I directed a short film that I wrote, and then I directed another short film that I wrote, and showed it to my bosses on The Closer, Mike Robin, Greer Shepard, Kira Sedgwick, and they gave me a shot. Season 3 of The Closer. No, season 6. I'm sorry, season 6 of The Closer. I asked in season 3. I got the shot in season 6.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
This is all new news to me too. So I love Kira Sedgwick, by the way. If she's watching,
amazing.
I don't know. I've always loved you. I always thought you were such a fabulous actress, and so kind of like under the radar too.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Wow, awesome. So you worked on that, and then so have you been writing the whole time, even while you were doing hair, kind of?
Oh yeah. I've written 5 pilots and then a whole bunch of feature film scripts and stuff. And this most recent pilot, well, the one before my most recent one is called Trouble Creek. And then my friend Shea Butler and I made it into a web series, which is on YouTube. And it's 7 episodes. It's a really fun. You know Jason Gedrick, the actor Jason Gedrick from Backdraft and Iron Eagle and Bosch and Dexter. He's the lead in Trouble Creek, and Dean Cameron is in it, and Deborah Ferrantino is in it, and she's one of the producers because we're all this time. Yeah, my friend Shay and I wanted to shoot something together. We thought we'll make a web series, and we batted ideas around what it should be about. And I finally said, I've got Trouble Creek. Let's just cut it up and make it into a web series. We did. So we did like that, but it was a huge undertaking. It was massive because we did everything above board. Created the corporation, did everything union except for IATSE. We did like SAG and DGA and permits and everything above board. Like we ran our own show, and it was really, really fun. And it's a good.
When did you do that?
I think 2 years ago. Okay. Is when it launched on YouTube. But just go to YouTube and look up Trouble Creek. Okay. Like in trouble.
Is it trouble or troubled?
Trouble
Creek. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. So I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, it's really good. It'll take like 45 minutes to watch all of them.
Creek. So it's 2 words on YouTube, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. On YouTube. I love this.
Look at we got all this love.
I'm gonna
look.
Yes, John Pyatt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay. Emlo. This is so cool.
Yeah. Just wait till you just wait till you see tomorrow. It'll feel like in the hundreds of people.
That's awesome. It's so cool.
Yes. So I'm sure there's lots of stuff that you guys are learning as well with me, with Stacey. So that is so fun. Okay. So tell me a little bit, like what gave you the desire to write? Like what is that? Like what's that inspiration or that thing that you kind of felt you were missing to start writing? And
I think it's just wanting to tell stories, right? Be a storyteller. I think everything I've done is storytelling. Everything I'm attracted to is storytelling. Like I'm a songwriter. I've had some songs on some TV shows too, but it's all storytelling. Hair and makeup is also storytelling. Do you know what I mean?
Lots of stories are told.
True. But I mean, you can help create a character. You can hair and makeup can tell the audience how the character's feeling, what the character's planning on doing. Like everything is storytelling, and I think that's what I'm most attracted to overall in life. is storytelling and storytellers.
That's so cool. And, and most people they don't really even think about that. A lot of people so I also teach a lot of makeup courses as well.
Froze again.
We get a lot of people that come to, the CARA Makeup Academy, to CARA Cosmetics, and they're new in the industry. And I think now, especially because of YouTube and Instagram, like they only know that part of makeup, like, super drag queenish, lots of layers of, Instagram makeup, and have no clue about, film makeup or, theater, or working with cancer patients, or, like you're saying, like creating these characters. They only necessarily know what they see on social media. Right. And like you're talking about, the depths and even just the nuances of what we do in our department, hair and makeup, for that particular character, and what an impact it can have on so many different, the actor, and even like with the lighting, like you're saying, with the, thinking of it as a story. How cool is that? And so that's always been something for you that you've always wanted to share. So what are some of the stories, like what are some of the things that you like writing about?
I write a lot about loss, I guess, purging, because my mom died years ago, 16 years ago. So I write a lot about loss and coping with loss. I also like to write stuff that's just fun and dark and twisty and fucked up, excuse me. But, Trouble Creek is kind of dark and twisty, and my newest one, The Genesis Victim, is really dark. And, yeah, I like to write about just dark human nature, the dark side of human nature, I think, and loss, people with loss. But there's always a bit of a lightness as well. Like, I don't know if you've watched The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu.
Okay.
Well,
yes, part of it.
Season 1 was fantastic, and I'm not saying anything against anybody. Season 2 was very, very hard to watch. It was very bleak. And And as I was watching it, I was realizing that I always interject levity or lightness in what I write too, so it's not so heavy and bleak. Mm-hmm. So I just want to have a nice balance, I guess. Yeah.
And so what are the stories that you kind of want to get across? Like, is there a particular, purpose for your writing, like on a grant, on a like touching other people, or is it just because you have stories inside of you? How does that work?
All of that. And also I always want to make people think about stuff differently.
Thinking is good.
Thinking is good, especially in this day and age. My newest one, I can't talk too much about it, but it's definitely turns everything upside down, and hopefully it'll make people think about things a little bit differently. So many movies and TV shows, we sit and we watch, and we sit in the theater and we eat our popcorn and we watch women get brutalized. Mm-hmm. And it's entertainment. Mm-hmm. And it's socially acceptable to be entertainment, to watch women get brutalized over and over and over. Mm-hmm. And that has taken its toll on me, and that shows up a lot in my new, the lack of that is in my new project. It's completely different. I don't like the fact that women being raped and killed and maimed is entertainment. Popcorn, entertainment. I also don't like certain, fat jokes, just get me, my blood boiling. I posted a thing on Facebook the other day. It made people crazy because I wrote 1 minute and 27 seconds into The Marvelous Ms. Maisel, there were 2 fat jokes. Oh. Less than a minute and a half into it, and I just turned it off because I've got a billion choices of things to watch. Mm-hmm. And I know it's a great show, and I'm really excited that the woman who created it is getting all the accolades and everything. Chick power, like yay. But my God, I don't need to, in the first minute and a half, draw me in, don't repel me. So I'm always trying to make sure that what I'm writing is not that kind of stuff.
Okay. And
that makes sense?
Absolutely. And because, everybody has their, everybody has their thing, and you're going to attract a particular audience, and how you see life is different from how someone else sees life. And I think that that's what's so intriguing to me. And actually, to be honest with you, like, that's what I love about doing these interviews. It's not like I'm, you know, a news anchor or anything. I'm a makeup artist, but I know a lot of cool people like you, like other people. And I think that instead of watching some stupid crap on YouTube or you know, like, for me, I'm so intrigued about people, and I love connections as well. You know, I've got clients. We're not going to get into politics or anything like that. That's a whole other interview.
Woo!
I know, right?
Woo! Yeah.
Living in America.
Exactly.
But anyhow, you know, it's just so fun to see, from knowing you for the past 28 years, I think it's been, because, you know, Soupy was 30 years ago, so maybe like 29 years, and what someone does with their life.
Yeah.
What, you know, following, and again, because I see people that, you know, oh yeah, I'd love to do this, or I'd love to do that. Do it. Try it.
Do it.
Everything is a crap load of work. Like, you know, you can still have those people, like you said, that kind of lift you up, that help you, that, you know, do these things, but it takes 150% effort and a drive. And I think that's one thing about the film industry, is that, you know, our hours are long, and it's not for the faint of heart to be in this business at all.
Oh, no.
No. So I love, oh my gosh, let's see. It's so important to include. So here's your friend, John. It's so important to include that into our society, and through visual media, you have their full attention. Absolutely. Change the
awesome.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Or at least, like you said, make people think, and do it in what better way than to do it artistically. So share with me, I'd love to talk a little bit about now you know, the difference of, you know, you don't have to, like before, you know, it was, you know, our show was Viacom, and you had to have X amount of, you know, episodes in order to hit syndication and all of this. Like, there are such massive changes now with Netflix and Hulu and all these other things. So how has that been, how has that affected you with the opportunity to be able to produce things and HD, you know, video?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, video on demand. I don't know that yet. I don't know all that stuff yet. I'm at the very beginning stages of getting this developed. So I don't know. What I do know is that I do have the ability and opportunity to do one season of something and be done with it. Because the thing I want to do, the thing I wrote, Genesis Victim, is not something I think that can be sustained for 5 years anyway. I think it's one season. You know what I mean? And because of the way the things have changed now, you can do that. I can do like 9 episodes of something and be done with it. You know, tell my story and it's done. Oh, I think it's very exciting, and I hope that I get to do it.
That is cool, because and don't you think, I mean, you're not under so much scrutiny of let's say just the audience, you know, selling something, or how it was before with, you know, oh, okay, I wanted to get an episodic, or it had to go, you know, with distribution for you know, the box office and things like that. And so do you find that more people are producing and filming different things that are more like love projects or passion projects that are getting out there?
I do. I just talked to somebody who's working on a show that's 8 episodes. That's all they're doing, is 8 episodes of it. You know, people get to tell their story and be done, which I think is fantastic. And also with the streaming and the cable and stuff, well, not necessarily the cable, but the premium cables, the non-ad based stuff, you know, you don't have to worry about censors or, you know, advertisers. You can kind of tell your story.
You can, without any distractions, right?
Without somebody saying, oh, you can't say shit more than 3 times on your, whatever it is, you know. If you say shit 3 times, you can't say damn. So this whole like list of things that I found out about that I think is hilarious and just stupid. I want to say everything I want to say. So
I love that. Oh.
Open. I want to say beep and beep, beep, beep. I want to say it all.
How many projects are you working at one time?
Oh, that's such a good question. Okay, so currently I am in post-production on my most recent episode of NCIS New Orleans.
Woohoo!
I don't know when it's going to air. Oh, but my Midnight Texas airs Black Friday, so everybody tune into MVC Midnight Texas.
You're going to put that, when is that?
Black Friday, November 23rd, or as I'm calling it now, Stacey K Black Friday.
Stacey K Black Friday.
Why not?
And tell me the name again. This is
Midnight Texas.
Midnight,
Texas. It's on NBC. I think it's 9:00. It's a Friday night. It's a really cute show. It's a supernatural, but fun, kind of soapy, sexy, scary.
That was my alley. I love that.
You should go to Amazon and watch the first season, or maybe it's on Netflix now. I don't know. And then they've aired 3 for this season. I'm number 5, so I'm in 2 weeks.
Oh,
it's really fun. Francois Arnault is the star. He's from the Borgias, I think. Yeah, the Borgias. I don't know how to say it. He's French Canadian dreamboat. So cute and sweet. The whole cast is just darling and lovely and talented, and yeah, it's a really fun show. We shot in Albuquerque. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, so I'm post on NCIS New Orleans. I'm in pre-development with Genesis Victim, which is my own project. Mm-hmm. And I'm working on recording an album in Nashville in the spring.
Oh my God.
I know. And
Terry Binion has been on this. She's been commenting too.
Who's that?
Terry Binion. Do you remember Terry?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. She's a friend of mine. She's an amazing singer. You have to get in touch with her somehow. But anyways,
I will check it out. Yeah.
Seeing comments scrolling through here, and she's a cool chick. But
that's awesome.
Okay, so you're gonna be in Nashville. When is that?
I think I'm booked directing until end of February. So then I think I'm going to go to Nashville in March, unless of course I get booked to direct something else, because I'll take every job that comes my way right now. So, but if I get that month free, I'm going to go in March. And my friend, I did a documentary in Nashville called "Send My Mail to Nashville."
Send My Mail to Nashville.
Send My Mail to Nashville. It's based, the name comes from a song by a guy named Trevor Finlay, who lives in Nashville, who is a super good friend of mine now, but I met him when I was there for the first time, and he's so talented. And he had a song called "Send My Mail to Nashville," and I said, will you be in my documentary, and B, can I call it your song title? And he graciously said yes. That's also now a web series on YouTube. It's 12 episodes.
Oh my God. Okay, so you're gonna have to go in there and put all these things so we can watch all this stuff, right? That is there's so much to watch, Stacey. Like, of course, you can always see on IMDb what the heck she's done, but
Send My Mail to, I'll put it on right now, Nashville, on YouTube.
This is how Stacey gets so much done. She's like, bam, 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 bam. That is so
check it out. It's so good. It's based on 10 songwriters who moved to Nashville to pursue storytelling through music, songwriting, right?
Yes.
And so I did a whole feature film, and then I edited it into 11 episodes, and then I went back 6 years later and shot more stuff for a 6 years later episode, and they're all up on YouTube. And the people are so incredibly talented. Trevor Finlay, Jennifer Friend, Kevin So, Joe First, Lydia Manuel, Stephen Wiley, Shashi Light, Don Hilliker. There's so many, and so now a lot of them have moved away from Nashville.
Okay.
Since I first shot it in 2011 and 12, but some are still there. So Trevor's going to produce my new album.
Oh my gosh! Wow, talk about huh?
And now Trouble Creek has a whole bunch of music in it from the musicians, songwriters that are in Send My Mail to Nashville.
Oh.
They're so generous with their art, and they're just amazing. And it just makes the soundtrack of Trouble Creek really makes it. Auburn Stevens, who's not in the documentary, but will be in, if I do any more episodes, she'll be in that. She's an amazing singer-songwriter in Nashville. Yeah, they're just so incredibly talented. I met them in 2009 when I was there. I went for 2 months with my guitar. I knew one person in town. I knew Kenny Tallier, who you may have met back in the Orlando days, because he's been my roommate forever back then. I think he's still watching.
Glasses?
No.
He didn't wear glasses. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if he's still in here or not watching. He might be. But and I did open mic for 2 months, 5 nights a week for 2 months. I did open mic in Nashville and met all these cool people. And then I was back in LA and I was talking to my mentor, Mike Robin, whose dad, by the way, used to, for 30 years, manage Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash.
Oh my God.
I know, it's crazy. I said, I want to do something filmic with these people. And he's, in his way, like he does, he said, buy a couple cameras, go make a documentary. So I bought a couple cameras, went and made a documentary, because he said so. So I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you then?
That was 2011.
Okay. Yeah. So
yeah. I know.
That's what you do, you know?
Yeah.
You
and then,
just total blind faith.
Just did it. And then as I was editing, I would show him rough cuts of it. And then at one point I put his name in as executive producer in opening credits. And as it's going past, I'm showing him, I'm like, is that okay? He's like, yeah. So yeah, he's a really cool dude.
Oh my God.
Really cool dude.
Yeah. Oh, how fun. I've got so much to catch up on.
Yeah.
So much to catch up on your stuff. That's
yeah.
Great. Look at all these things. That's so wonderful.
I want to talk about your business, about CARA Cosmetics, because you had started it back in the day.
I started, okay, let's see here. So I kind of got to that point in, it was like 1994, 1995 that I was really thinking, do I want to, kind of be a gypsy, shake pieces around, I've always had this artist / entrepreneur kind of, spirit to me. And I started to go to some different trade shows, and I was like, I think I'll start a makeup line. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Seriously. I mean, I knew makeup because that's what I had made a living at, and in film you work with every brand, and I had access to so much, but I'd never worked for a distributor. I never, but I created this business plan, and talk about creating a business plan from a business that you know nothing about was pretty interesting. But so I started going to, different trade shows and things, and it kind of got to the point where it was like, okay, I can't take another movie, because if I go off for 3 months, I'm never going to kind of start this. And so I started to create CARA Cosmetics. Our motto is we test on actors and not on animals. I mean, actually, I was dabbling with testing out manufacturers on Radioland Murders, as a matter of fact. Like I was, I was kind of in that R&D phase, really not knowing what R&D was, But, and then I started to, go to manufacturing shows and this and that. And then I started to sell to salons and spas, and started doing salon and spa, selling at some of the trade shows. And then I started working, with different salons and spas. And then I, throughout the US, and then I had a Paul Mitchell distributor out of Miami who was kind of one of these catalyst ladies as well, who unfortunately has passed away. But she was someone that said, you should put together makeup kits. And, and then we started doing like 2 and 3 day classes down there for people in the industry. And one of the things that I found out, as well as you probably know, is that you don't learn any makeup artistry in cosmetology school.
Right.
And so, you know, I really loved the whole educational side of it. And so I started creating these different courses, and I started, you know, you know, I had quite a few different Paul Mitchell schools and Redken schools that were purchasing my makeup kits. And then I started to develop like these support courses. And then, you know, kind of fast forward to YouTube days and Kim Kardashian, God bless you, girl. People decided, wow, maybe I want to be a makeup artist. You know, that's kind of a cool thing. I can contour all day, you know? Right. Sorry, guys, I'm a real smart ass in case you're not. But we started getting a lot of people inquiring about makeup classes. And so then that kind of started to evolve. So now we have our business and beauty course. We have a bridal and business course. So I incorporate, I have a beauty boss course. So you kind of know what the heck you're doing as a freelancer, because, you know, people, what's kind of happened now is that, you know, there's YouTube University, and they kind of think that that's sufficient to start doing brides and all these other things. And so what I've done now, especially in the past year, is that now we're launching virtual classes as well. So I have like hybrid classes where it's in person and online. And part of that, you know, I kind of started doing these pro industry interviews with people that are like real live working people that have, you know, been in the industry, that we know it, we've, you know, and to give people exposure to what, you know, the real world is about. Right. And so that's kind of me in a nutshell. I have a makeup studio. The makeup studio was kind of organic because I was getting a lot of people that would come and say, hey, can you teach me how to do my makeup? And so I have, you know, I have quite a few employees, and we have a makeup studio, and we do facials there, and we do brides, and we do lots of retail. And so we're a little, you know, kind of unique in the sense of, I remember actually when I was new, or when, you know, my career was, because I'm originally from San Francisco, I would go to the benefit makeup studio in San Francisco. And it was this little tiny place, kind of like where Benefit started. And, you know, and and that's, you know, like only cities really had like real makeup artists, and, you know, and where you would go, and Orlando finally caught on. So now we, you know, we definitely have clients like, you know, that'll come in just, hey, I'm going to a party and I need my makeup done. I'm like, yes. Nice. You know, don't just spend $1,000 on some Louboutins and don't rock your face. You know what I mean? Exactly. People are only looking at your shoes for a second, but they're staring at your face the whole time. Right. And so, yeah, so I love what I do. It's just grown in so many different aspects. Kind of like you, Stacey, where you've become, you know, a director, and you have all these different films and stories, and it's been kind of an evolution of opening doors for, I mean, I've had hundreds and hundreds of students that, you know, they've taken our classes, and they've been able to, you know, somehow I've been able to help them get into our industry, or at least get a taste of it, whether, you know, and honestly, it's been so cool because I've had people from Turkey, from, you know, North Carolina, from, you know, like the islands, from Bahamas, like Brazil, you know, just different people that will come and learn and, you know, take their skill to whether they want to work in film, or whether they want to work with private clients, or whether they want to, you know, do Instagram and YouTube. I mean, you know, there's just so many different avenues as a makeup artist that you can get into. But I love, beauty makeup is my thing. I've never really been like a strong effects makeup artist or anything like that. I do not like gore. I don't like horror. This is not my thing. And so it's been a really fun journey.
I'm so glad that it's going strong and you're kicking ass and
I love it.
You made your way. You made your way, like your own path. Like, I'm going to do this. And look at, you've done it. Fantastic.
Yeah. And I just had the chance to work with Tina. We did working on a Disney film.
Oh, you froze.
So that was so much fun, kind of reconnecting with her that she kind of started when you started, and kind of keeping my feet wet with that. I just did also a big corporate client as well. So I like that side of it too. So it's just endless, like what you can do. And I think you're probably like me, like we're just not 9 to 5 people. You gotta be creative and have your different outlets and it's all just, a big fun journey. So you can, and I love that I can help other people grow in the sense too with their career. Yeah. So Stacey, I want to share with like somebody that might want to get into the business. What would you share with them?
I was thinking about this when you were talking about people wanting to get in the business. I have a friend I'm in a band, and my friend Greg who's in a band with me, has a niece who wanted to maybe be a makeup artist or a hairdresser in the film industry. So I said, come and hang out with me on set one day when I was still doing hair on Major Crimes. And one day on set with me, she was like, nope, not for me. Nope. Because the hours are, extraordinarily long. Yeah. You're continuously running your ass off because you have to do changes and this and that and the other and a million things going on at once, and you have to make decisions like this because they change the schedule and you don't have the wig ready because we're supposed to be working tomorrow, and they bring you in a bald stuntman. When you ask for somebody with hair, they bring you a bald stuntman and need him in 10 minutes. Staples, I can staple something to his head. And she was just witnessing all of this, just going, oh no, this is not going to be my life. And I can't think of doing anything other than this for a job, this industry. But I guess if you want to get into it, just have to chase it. Find out, be a PA and look around and see what interests you. Watch all the jobs, dig in, do all the jobs a little bit, and see which one interests you, and then just go for it. So I have another little story. There's a restaurant I go to here in Burbank all the time called Ciao Christina, which is fantastic. And there's a waitress bartender there named Kathy, and she's fantastic. And she's lovely, and we became friends because I'm in there all the time. So one day she says to me, I wrote a short script, would you direct it? And first of all, I can't because it has to be a DGA project. I can't do it. But I said, no, you direct it. And she said, I've never directed before. And I said, so what? And now she's in her 15th film festival with her first short film. And it's called Average Mom, and it's fantastic. And, somebody does something for the first time, you go, oh, that's really, really good for your first one. Her short film is really, really good, regardless if it was her first one or her 20th short, So people, just go for it. You just got to do what you want to do. You'll figure out how to do it. Mm-hmm. People are, you get the best people around you to help you, and you'll figure it out. Just do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say how to get in the business. Just get in the business.
And put yourself out there. The biggest thing, I would say probably the biggest hindrance that people have is just that they don't put their butt in gear,
Right. Like you said, somebody says, I want, like you said earlier, some people say, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Then do it.
Yeah. It's wanna or shoulda, coulda, woulda, or, it's like, just go out there and do. You've got to be in the game. That's like a client of mine. She says to me, she's like, so honey, she's so Southern. She's like, so honey, so are you dating anybody? And I'm like, no. And she's like, well, have you been here? Have you been there? And I'm like, no. And she's like, honey, you're not even in the ballpark. how are you going to get a date if you're not even in the ballpark? And I said, well, I guess that's true. But so, yeah, so it's kind of the same thing with the industry. Yeah. And so if you were to hire, let's say, an assistant or someone, so what are some of the traits that you look for, or what do you look for in someone that you will give them the time of day?
An assistant.
Yeah, or like somebody that would help you in the business, let's say.
Well, obviously somebody who's super smart, you know. Oh, you froze again. Are you there?
Sorry. Okay.
Oh, it keeps freezing up a little bit. Smart, assertive, go-getter, self-starter. Don't wait for me to tell you to do something. Understand it needs to be done and do it. That's, you know, anticipate needs. Like that's what I had to do my entire career. That's what I still have to do as a director, you know. I think the worst part is having somebody just wait to be told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
No. If you're told once to do it, then you should remember to do it. That kind of thing makes me a little bit crazy. Because, you know, having been a department head for 23 years, basically, I was a department head hairstylist. I had a lot of people working with me. And not all of them were all that. So
I hear there's the dirty 30 in LA. That's what Tina said. She's like, oh, yeah,
again,
hire all these people, and then you're down to
the dirty
30. Huh? Sorry?
You froze for a second, but I heard you mention the dirty 30.
Oh, yeah. So I had not heard about the dirty 30, but she was saying, yeah, so then, you know, you get to the point, then there's only the dirty 30 left.
I'm not sure if those were, I'm not sure they know about it. So
yeah, I know. They probably don't know they're part of the.
Well, we're all watching. Yeah.
But so you don't want to be a dirty 30.
No, I don't want to be that. Not at all. But yeah, I love people who are, you know, I am a little bit of a snob, and I am friends with people who are good at what they've chosen to do. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not friends with anybody who is not good at what they've chosen to do. And I didn't set out for that. I just realized that one day I was like, oh, all of my friends are exceptional, talented, smart people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm attracted to.
Well, and it's what you have to surround yourself with to, I mean, I have another friend of mine that she says, I just don't have time for filler friends.
Oh, wow. That's great.
And I was like, that is awesome.
That is awesome.
Because if you're anybody that values your own self, why would you waste your time with something that's not worth wasting your time with? Because life is so darn short, or it's too damn long if you're in that situation. It's like a bad relationship, girls. Cut it.
Cut it.
Move on. Oh my God. Well, Stacey, this has been so much fun, and you are just a jewel. Is there anything else that you'd love to share with, you know, anybody out there? And besides, like, we're going to post all this stuff on there that we can see your work. You have, is there anything like that you haven't done yet that's on your, you know, kind of on your checklist?
Yeah, it's getting my pilot made into a series. Yeah, that's the next thing. And I want to shoot it in my hometown of Port Huron, Michigan. You know, it's very ambitious, but to try to get a whole film crew to go out to Port Huron, Michigan and shoot 9 episodes of something crazy.
Is that in the winter or the summer?
It's in the summer.
Okay.
There's a festival in my hometown for 94 years now. It's called the Port Huron to Mackinac Boat Race. My hometown, you know, when you grow up somewhere and you just want to get out, you don't realize how, like, beautiful the place is.
Yeah.
Now when I'm older and I go back home, I'm like, my hometown is really beautiful. It's quaint, it's very historic, and it's got a little river that runs through downtown, and then there's streets that open up like this, let the sailboats come through down. It's kind of beautiful and picturesque. It's also drug-riddled, you know, don't get me wrong, it's fucked up, but so every year, all these like 250 some sailboats and little boats come to my hometown and dock in the Black River, and there's a party, a week-long party that ends Friday night, boat night, and it's like our Mardi Gras. It's just debauchery. You just hop on and off boats, drinking, dancing. There's live bands, all over the place. And then the next morning, the sailboats take off and they have a race for 2 days. So I want to shoot my pilot during that festival, during that boat night.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, because you can't get that kind of, the amount of money it would take to create that, if we just get a permit and put up a sandwich board and say we're shooting, I think it would be great. Make a little tiny crew. That's my plan. Coming at you, Port Huron, coming to get you.
I'm in. I'll help you out any way I can.
Thank you.
Oh, that is so cool. Well, this has been so much fun.
Thank you for having me do this. This has been great.
Oh my gosh, I love this. This is just beautiful. We have, so do you remember Susan Agnoff? She was on this call. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long, Susan. Love.
So cool. That's so cool.
Yes. Hi, Cindy. We've got Cindy, your friend John. He's just loving you, sending all kinds of cool stuff.
He's awesome.
Yes, there's just all kinds of people here. Do you know a Bruno Oberman?
I don't.
No? Okay, well, hi, Bruno. We don't know who he is. There's all kinds of people on there.
I love that. Kenny, my friend Kenny, made a hashtag Stacey K Black Friday. That's awesome.
Stacey K Black Friday. That is,
I love it.
good. Oh, wow. So you can see all kinds of stuff.
Fantastic. Oh my God, that's so cool. It's so fun.
Because you've always been Stacey K though, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I think about it.
I mean, I get, people don't, very rarely am I called Stacey. It's either Stacey K or Stacey K Black all the way through, or SKB. Or as Kenny likes to call me, Butthead. He's my butthead, my only butthead. When we were working at Universal Studios together at the same time, I was receptionist in planning and development, and he was working in art and architecture, I think, was his, they're all trailers, all temporary trailers. Mm-hmm. And he made a bumper sticker that said, "I'm a butthead," and put it on my car. And it was the best thing ever, because whenever I'd come to a stoplight, I would look in my rearview mirror, and the person behind me would read it. It got destroyed after, from elements, and he made a new one, put it on my car. So we became the Buttheads.
That's true love right there.
That's true love. Yeah, absolutely.
That's like,
he's in Nashville. He works for the National Humane Association, and he has 100% adoption rate. He goes on television, on radio with the Pet of the Week, and he's just saving the world one fur friend at a time. He's talk about being so good at what you've chosen to do. He's an exceptional human. Yeah. Yes.
I think today, actually, we had a couple of clients because they have this, it's called like the fur ball or something like that. It's like gala for
the fur ball. That's so great. Steal that, Kenny. Steal it.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Well, I'm gonna give you like a cyber hug.
Yay! Yay! Hopefully I'll get to see you again in person soon.
Oh yes. I'm gonna buzz out to LA one of these days, and we'll have a fabulous party over there.
Absolutely.
And then let me know when you're in Nashville, because that's not too far, and I've got some good friends over there too.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Like I said, either March or April. I hope. So I'll let you know.
Cool. Good. Yeah. Well, Stacey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know your schedule is insane. You're super busy, and I'm going to watch a whole bunch of your stuff. So.
Yay. Yeah. Thank you, everybody who joined us. Thank you, everybody. It's so cool.
Thank you, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. Stacey's a rock star, so keep your eye on her because, and hey, anybody else that is watching this, she is up for hire, or you want to become a makeup artist, give me a call. So thank you so much, and mwah. Bye.